going with this theme of what girls do really well, we share, right? We support each other. So I'm going to share with you about a big life change for me. And it feels really big in my world, but I think I'm going to look back someday and think, this really wasn't that big of a deal. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. So if you notice on your table tents, I don't have any organization under my name. It's kind of weird. New for me, but I'm intentionally unemployed. I left my job at NIPSCO. Thank you. I love hearing that because it was, and you'll hear about this, but it was kind of a terrifying decision. But when I made my decision, I called Jenny because I'd gotten the invite to do this before I made the call. And I said, you know, Jenny, totally giving you license to can me from this because I don't really know what else to say. And Jenny's response, another thing I think girls do really well, she gave me a pep talk. She said, that's awesome, number one, that you're making this really exciting life change. And she said, you can share it with this room of women that are great, and men, and that are going to support you, and maybe they'll teach you something and you'll teach them something. So that's how I went into it. That pep talk really helped me out, so thank you, Jenny. So I left a really great, nearly 7-year career at NIPSCO. And for those of you who don't know, it's not just a title when they say it's one of the best places to work in the region. It really is. I think the number one reason for that is the people, but it also offered me really great growth, advancement, promotions, things that I didn't expect for myself. And that's not, I don't take those things lightly. I also had a really great boss, and for any of you who've had good ones and bad ones, I think we probably all have, you know how valuable that is as well. And I had an amazing team. So there were lots, these 3 of them are here today, my 3 work besties. So there was a lot of reasons to stay, but there was a really big one to leave, and that's that I just felt in my gut that my passion wasn't there. I'm not really sure where it is. Raise your hands if you don't know what you want to be when you grow up. Cool, me too, let's talk. But I at least had this gut feeling that I knew I had to follow. Leaving a job without a job was not my original game plan, but I found out I was really bad at job looking when I was so invested in my current job. And that's really, when I was thinking through all the reasons to stay and to try to make it work, and all the reasons I was terrified to make this leap, I just chipped away at them gradually, and I thought I'll be so much better and so much fuller, and I'll bring my full self to this job search if I have the space to do it properly. So I'm dangling over this chasm somewhere. I'm not really sure where I'm gonna land. And I am a super risk-averse person, for those of you who don't know me. I wasn't that kid growing up who was climbing trees or jumping into the deep end of the pool. My mom is here in the audience, and a very close family friend who's known me since I was that big, and I think they can attest to that. But so leaving my job was brave, and I don't think I've ever been called brave in my life until I made this call. And so that in of itself gave me this just high of starting to tell people. Of course, my closest family and friends knew first, and my mom's been along for the whole saga of experience and decision making. But I trusted my gut. I chipped away at those fears, and I also started focusing on what are those other things in life that I've done that are really brave. I studied abroad in college. I was gone for a whole semester, which I was kind of a homebody growing up, so that was a big deal for me. I ran a half marathon, never doing a full. Amy, that's right. I'm gonna get there. Half is where it's at. I moved to Indy. I moved to Chicago. I joined the dating apps. For any of you single people now or recently, that was terrifying. I didn't want to do it. But I am living proof that I survived. So I traveled to Europe alone to visit my cousin. So I was like, wait a minute, I have done some brave things. This isn't the first one. So I think it's important that we should never define our bravery or our brave acts based on what other people have done. Because I'm hearing these stories from the other women and I'm thinking, I would never do that, that is so cool. But that's their version of brave, and this is my brand of brave. So it's really cool to celebrate those things as they happen. So leaving was a hard thing. It was a good thing though. The hardest part was leaving the people. But I was blown away at the well wishes that I got. People complimenting me on my work that I really didn't feel like I even worked with that closely, so it was such a cool feeling. I actually started like a folder and a document with all the compliments and nice things I got, so I encourage you guys to do that. If you're not saving a place for those kudos, those compliments you get from people, save it for those rainy days when you really need a boost. But I also think it's important to share compliments and give really specific reasons of why somebody made you happy or made you smile or did something great. So the 3 people that I mentioned in the room here today, they were the hardest of all to leave. But they've also been my biggest cheerleaders along this journey, so I'm so grateful for them. So grateful is a theme I am really focused on in this transition point for me. I'm very grateful that this is a great time for me to take a leap. I'm at a point in life where I've paid off my student loans. I have some money saved up. I don't have kids. And I'm in a really good relationship. Those dating apps work, guys. Tinder, it happened. Tinder, I know. It's not cool anymore. This was a couple years ago. Talk to me after. But yeah, so I'm grateful that I have this, I can afford to take this risk. If there was ever a time to do it in life, this was my time. And I think it's important to always remember those grateful moments. And I have the headspace to find the things that I love and what I'm really passionate about. So some of that guidance is helping me figure that out, because people are saying, what do you want to be when you grow up? Still not really sure. But I got a great advice from one of my coworkers here, Tara, to read up on some stuff from Cheryl Strayed, the author of Wild. Many of you probably have seen the movie or read the book. She's awesome. But her advice is to think about it like this. What has been given to me, and what do I have to give back? So that's really where a lot of my soul searching is right now. And I have a list of a few things. I'm going to run through them, mostly because I still need practice, and you all are my support group, because I'm still I'm going on interviews, it's all this nerve-wracking stuff, so I'm going to practice them. But also, I'm job looking, and many of you might know the job. So here are some of the things I'm finding that have been given to me and that I have to give back. Empathy, creativity, influence, motivator, relationship builder, keen eye for design, way with words, brand champion, brainstormer, spokesperson, and artist/designer groupie. I love hanging out with you creative people in the audience. So I'll end on this. I think another focus area for me right now is to be hopeful. And I think a lot of people think hopeful as just something you have or you don't. But hope is an action, and you have to do it every day and do things that put you in a position to be hopeful. That's part of that secret sauce. And I stole that from Brene Brown, who's another, I totally have a girl crush on her and everything she does. So what I'm doing in my life now that's pointing me towards that goal and showing that I'm putting hope into action, I'm networking, I'm volunteering, I'm setting up coffee meetings with people, I'm doing a little bit of consulting work. I don't know what's next for me, but I'm taking it one yellow brick at a time, and I'm really glad to have spent one here with you tonight. So thank you.